Hey there, movie lovers! Are you ready to dive into a world of magic, adventure, and unforgettable stories? From epic battles to enchanting realms, the 2000s gave us some of the most iconic fantasy films of all time. Today, we're counting down 10 fantasy movies from the 2000s that are perfect from start to finish. Number 10, The Prestige, 2006. The Prestige is an underrated Christopher Nolan movie starring Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale as competing magicians in a steampunk fantasy world. Crafted like a magic trick, The Prestige draws the audience in, misdirects them, and then shocks them with the kind of twist ending that Nolan is known for. While The Prestige plays with time and perception, as all of Nolan's films do, it's one of the more character-driven and emotional stories the filmmaker has brought to life, as the audience gets deeply invested in the dueling magicians' personal journeys. Even if The Prestige is less explicitly magical and spellbinding than other fantasy movies, watching it for the first time is entrancing as the viewer tries to piece together the trick. However, just as the magicians say in The Prestige, you don't really want to know how the trick is done because that destroys the illusion. Number 9, Zathura, A Space Adventure, 2005. Zathura, A Space Adventure, is an absolute blast. This sci-fi fantasy adventure film expertly blends action, humor, and heart, making it a must-watch for families and space enthusiasts alike. With stunning visual effects, an engaging storyline, and well-developed characters, director Jon Favreau masterfully crafts a thrilling experience that's out of this world. The film's perfect balance of humor, suspense, and excitement keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, while its emotional depth in exploring sibling relationships adds a touching layer. Josh Hutcherson and Jonah Bobo shine as the sibling duo, supported by an impressive cast. There were a few scenes that made you jump, which probably for a little kid this would be kind of frightening. Great acting, and totally forgot that Kristen Stewart was in this movie. This movie sort of reminds me of the movie Jumanji with Robin Williams in it. The film contains a deep, beautiful message about brotherhood and family. Overall, Zathura, A Space Adventure is a really good movie. Number 8, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, 2003. A beautiful start to a film series. With editing made by the finest, music composed on par with Mozart, a perfect casting of actors, most notably Johnny Depp playing the role of Captain Jack Sparrow. The story writers portrayed the story of a spontaneous pirate captain fighting for what's right, a couple with their secret yet obvious love. Then, a crew of intriguing and unique characters, and a curse that must be lifted so Sparrow can defeat his enemy with such perfection that it's as if they went back in time. However, Pirates of the Caribbean has far exceeded the expectations of the ride, and the flawless first installment set it on this path. It has romance, adventure, and ghost stories, all making for an ambitious story that weaves together seamlessly by the film's conclusion. The Pirates of the Caribbean 6 movie must overcome the trend of drawing out the story that began in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, if there's going to be hope for the franchise's future. Number 7, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, 2003. This is cinema. The Return of the King represents everything great about the art of film, great story and characters who are well developed, amazing visuals that bring Middle-earth to life. Everything is done great. Peter Jackson, you did well with this trilogy, and this final film was everything that the trilogy was building up to. And man, did it pay off. The movie is so excellent, and the story of Gollum or Smeagol is nerve-butting. Love the movie, and the acting of Elijah Wood and the voice of Andy Serkis as Gollum. The thrilling conclusion to Peter Jackson's adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's seminal fantasy series was a major step forward in terms of gaining notoriety and recognition within the fantasy genre. Perfectly paced and brilliantly designed, audiences are transported from the fires of Mount Doom to the peace of the Shire with ease in Jackson's iconic film. Number 6, Pan's Labyrinth, 2006. While many fantasy stories take on the fairy tale genre, Pan's Labyrinth does so in a way that subverts expectations and does much more than satirize it. It uses the fairy tale format as a form of escapism for Ophelia, the protagonist of Pan's Labyrinth, who sees her family change and the world crumble alongside the rise of fascism in 1940s Spain. Unsurprisingly, the director, Guillermo del Toro, lends his trademark visionary outlook to the film, immersing the viewer and characters in a world beyond their imaginations. All the practical effects, set design, and the creation of the monsters combine to make for a cohesive visual aesthetic that's come to define del Toro's imaginative projects. However, it's quickly revealed that the most terrifying and unbelievable part of Pan's Labyrinth is humanity's capacity for violence and evil. Number 5. Coraline, 2009. Coraline is well remembered as the source of nightmares for many viewers who watched the film in their youth and were presented with a genuinely scary story. Coraline's escape to her magical realm is not the exciting and safe journey she expects, as the land she travels to is designed to draw her in and trap her. Based on the novella of the same name, Coraline was universally praised for its visual style and the way the real world and the other world are brought to life. As a protagonist, it's easy to relate to Coraline and her dissatisfaction with life and desire to receive more attention and adventure from the apathetic world around her. Most viewers would be just as easily captivated by the charms of the other world as it appears to be a welcome reprieve from the doldrums of everyday life. Number 4. Enchanted, 2007. Amy Adams is at her best as Giselle in Disney's spin on its own fairy tale tropes, Enchanted. By poking fun at the very animated classics that the studio made its name on, Enchanted sees the naive yet determined Giselle get thrown into the harsh realities of life after existing in an animated paradise where nothing goes wrong. Yet there are so many magical aspects to this film that all Disney films had, like mesmerizing songs, true love's kiss, the good winning over the bad, and finally a happy ending. It also teaches an important lesson about romance. You should take time to get to know your lover before you dive right into marriage. The music was nice and the characters were really funny. With catchy original songs and nostalgic references, Enchanted might be on the formulaic side, but that's part of the fun. Number 3. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, 2000. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon can be attributed to having brought renewed interest and wider viewership bases to the martial arts genre at the turn of the century. Directed by An Lee, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon connects the best of fantasy and martial arts with incredible fight scenes, tragic romance, and compelling mysteries that the characters and audience must unlock. As one of Michelle Yeoh's best movies, the actress gets to spend equal time demonstrating her incredible skills in battle as well as her nuanced take on the emotional war raging inside her character, Yu Shulin. Strong female characters and fighters take center stage in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which contributed to its crossover success with such a large audience. Additionally, the film was not only popular with audiences but also with critics, winning many accolades during the award season. Number 2. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the third installment in J.K. Rowling's beloved series, continues the enchanting saga of the young wizard as he navigates the challenges of adolescence, friendship, and the ever-present threat of darkness. The plot is intricately crafted, with twists and turns that keep readers on the edge of their seats. The revelation of Sirius Black's true nature and the shocking identity of the traitor, Peter Pettigrew, are expertly executed, delivering moments of both surprise and heartbreak. The franchise was the most successful fantasy series of the 2000s and was a definitive moment of pop culture and filmmaking for an entire generation. While the first two films introduced viewers to the world and immersed them in a cozy world of magic, the third installment proved that the franchise could evolve and that there were going to be serious emotional beats. The direction of Alfonso Cuarón had a lot to do with the continued success of Harry Potter, as his style of filmmaking and whimsical designs became hallmarks of the series throughout the remaining films. Number 1. The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D. This movie is the pure, raw talent of so many young actors, including the antagonist, the near-perfect CGI, the epically choreographed music and dance number. Just everything about it radiates true cinematic masterpiece. Every movie should strive to be as amazing as Shark Boy and Lava Girl. The film keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout, with plenty of different situations with Mr. Electric and other villains, and doesn't hesitate with the addition of wonderfully executed emotional scenes. This movie is in a masterclass of its own, with great performances from Nerd Boy and Flame Girl. Everything about this movie is perfect. The message is great overall. It discusses dreams and how you have to work to make them reality, which is hard but not impossible.